Hello class, I'm going to go over some examples for 10-4. So I want you guys to make sure that you take a look at this, make sure you read it, understand it, and it'll make your life a lot easier when looking at these notes and doing the homework. Okay, so for number 1, what we're looking at is the measure of angle C. So that's going to be right here. Actually, I'll go a different color. We'll go pink. So for measure C, which is right here, we have to notice that when you extend these, it includes this right here. It includes this arc. So since we see this is 98 degrees, we have to understand that the measure of angle C is going to be half the measure of arc DE. So once we do that, we plug it in, 98, and that's going to equal 49 degrees. Okay, so that would be our answer. Now, go with orange. We're looking for the measure of arc CF. So that's going to be this one right here. What we have to understand is when we look at this right here, notice when we connect these, we have this 40 degrees right here. All we have to understand is that this is going to be 2 times 40. And that's going to equal 2 times the measure of angle D. 2 times 40, 80 degrees. All right, so those are actually pretty simple. Now, once again, make sure you take a look at these. This right here. Okay, now moving to example 2. What we need to find is we need to find measure of angle R. So, first things first, we have to understand, because of this theorem right here, that the measure of angle R is actually equal to the measure of angle S. I wrote that way too big. So that's why they're two congruent marks right here. So in saying that, all we have to do is set the equations equal to each other. And we get 3x equals 15. Divide both sides by 3. X equals 5. Okay, that's super important, but that is not the answer because we're looking for the measure of angle R. So what we do is we plug it in. And from there, we get 47 degrees. So it's really important to understand this theorem right here in order to understand the problem. Okay, super important. Now, let's take a look at the last two. Once again, these theorems are huge. Make sure you take a look at them. So, we have to understand, in this problem, we're looking for the measure of angle B. So we have to notice this 90-degree angle right here. We have a triangle here. So that means that the measure of angle A plus the measure of angle B has to equal 90 degrees. Because in a triangle there's 180 and we're already using 90. So in saying that, all we have to do is put the two equations into this. And that would be x plus 4 plus 8x minus 4 equals 90. So then we get 9x, these cancel, equals 90, x equals 10. Okay, once again, we're almost done. Now, we have to plug it back into B. Eight times 10 minus 4. That's going to equal 80 minus 4. And eventually 76 degrees. Okay, and then last but not least, let's look at this one, example 3b. So one important thing to understand, and it's mentioned in this theorem right here, is that these opposite angles right here, they actually equal 180 because they're supplementary. So that means that these two also have to equal 180. So it would be simply 14x plus 8x plus 4 equals 180. So then you get 22x equals 176. Divide both sides by 22. Get x equals 8. So it's asking for t and u. So go with orange for t. So it's going to be 8 times 8, which is 64, plus 4, 68 degrees. So now you could just plug in x and plug it into the measure of angle u, or you could just take 180 minus 68, which is going to be 112. But just to confirm, I'll do it both ways. Measure of angle u equals 14 times 8, which is going to be 112 degrees. All right, I hope you guys have a great day. If you have any questions, please join my Zoom meeting or email me. All right, stay healthy and stay home.